welcome back to Normal World, the #1 late night show on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays at 10 p.m. Eastern on the Blaze TV and YouTube.
Yeah, that's right.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you for joining us.
I'm Garrett, and that is Dave Landau.
What's up, sons? Thank you all for tuning in, and I'm glad that everyone gets jokes.
Yay!
We'd also like to introduce who we always forget to, which we shouldn't, Angela.
Hi, thanks.
Thank you, Angela.
Yes.
For producing the show and putting all this stuff together.
And doing all you do.
Thanks.
People don't realize the behind the scenes that it takes.
There's a lot. There's a lot of time, like a lot of sketches, a lot of wrangling people together, wrangling guests, and that's what you do.
Mostly Wrangler jeans.
Wrangling,
Yeah, wrangling them jeans.
My favorite kind.
Also in the studio today.
He'll be with me at the Funny Bone in Omaha, Nebraska, July 28th. And also, just randomly, I'll be in Columbus, Ohio at the Funny Bone this weekend, but I don't want to ruin your intro with that. Please welcome
Matt McClowry.
Thank you, Satanists.
Hey.
Thank you. I appreciate you
us.
aware that we are a friend of the devil.
Yeah.
Before we get started.
Like and subscribe.
Yeah.
Dude, over 50K people have subscribed to the channel. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. On YouTube, like, subscribe, hit the bell, do all that stuff, and use code
Normal20 for 20% off. And please also subscribe on the YouTube if we hit 100,000. If we hit 100,000 people, I gave away the reason I want that. Just go ahead and keep... Just keep subscribing for whatever reason I want it for. No, I'm kidding. We obviously want it because we want a hit show. I just, for some reason, thought I was on a telethon just now. Because
Call in now.
We've honestly been filming a sketch for the last 5 hours.
You can't tell from my dark eyeliner in my eyes.
He was very womanly in the sketch.
But manly, you mean?
Manly.
Fluid.
It's very non-binary.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, let's talk about this today. Matt, you love country music, especially pop country.
Oh, it's my favorite.
Yeah.
Big fan.
He actually likes anything that Patrick Bateman would dance to before he murders someone. I'm not joking.
I know, absolutely. I like music that if it wasn't in an 80s movie, it sounds like it should have been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of that kind of style, too.
He likes the synth.
Yeah.
I like synth
wave.
melodic rock. Synthwave I like. I've gotten into synthwave recently. Yeah.
Yeah, the kind you put on a raincoat to before you take an axe to your friend. Anyway.
Big Phil Collins guy, yeah.
Yeah, big Phil Collins guy.
Yeah.
He's the best. I actually do like a lot of outlaw country. I do enjoy it. I'm not a big fan of like Nashville country.
Me neither. I like Johnny Cash. I like the old stuff a lot more.
I like
Waylon pop stuff.
Yeah, I like Waylon Jennings. I like, of course, Willie. But I mean, it's like there's so many.
Merle Haggard.
Yeah. Chris Christopherson. There's a lot of people out there I do enjoy.
Billy Joe Shaver. That's Norm Macdonald's good friend.
Yep. Billy Ray Cyrus.
No. That's
not
a
so
cutoff
much.
point.
Not so much.
No, you guys aren't into him?
No.
Man. I could eat that for days. Anyway, so the CMT has CMT aren't they the channel, by the way, that took Dukes of Hazzard off the air? Or did they keep airing it?
Really?
Yeah, it was a while ago where somebody
You mean the country music television channel?
Yeah.
Didn't like Dukes of Hazzard?
Correct. You know, they want to appeal to their audience, I guess, of no one. So CMT has pulled Jason Aldean's new song, Try That in a Small Town. CMT didn't explain why, but the music video features clips of riots and looting from 2020, which I guess is fine if it's on the news, but not in a music video. The lyrics challenge people to try that behavior in a small town. Here's part of the video if you'd like to see it. Okay, so this is...
Got a little rock in there. That's not bad.
He's rocking in the beginning. He's playing a little guitar there. I'm not sure.
Is this recreated footage? Or
Is this the
real
Capitol, though? Like, I don't know if it's...
No, it's a courthouse.
Oh, it's a courthouse. Okay.
It's a courthouse, yeah.
Not even being I just couldn't see the video. Well, which happened.
Yep.
That's real.
That's real.
So, yeah.
So, have they ever watched BET? There's a lot of this stuff on BET.
Is there? Yeah, there is. There's a lot of
They should put this on that channel.
There's this thing called TikTok, and they actually have an absolute ton of this stuff. And there's also a channel on TikTok. Oh, no. I think it was YouTube I found where it's like robbers getting owned, and it's just people getting murdered by shopkeepers.
That's beautiful.
Not that it's funny, but you know what I'm saying. So right now he's singing a song about what happened in 2020.
Don't cross that line.
He says he's not directly referencing that, though.
Well,
Wait,
no.
really?
He is, though, because look.
Yes, because
Which is fine. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Well, yeah.
I mean,
It's music.
This just sounds like something I'd hear ambiently at Texas Roadhouse.
Yeah, that's the problem. It's not that I have an issue with anything that he's singing. It's just not my cup of tea. But
Yeah.
I'm not going to knock his talent. When
Yeah.
he clearly,
Do we need to continue listening to it, though?
Yeah, I think
so we can
cut that
stop.
out.
Like state of emergency declared in Georgia, live from. I feel that's
real.
pretty direct.
You had to ban it from CMT for people who never watched CMT.
Well, that's what I don't
Right.
understand. Who's going to be upset about it? Who are you catering to? Your urban audience?
Yeah. Who cares? Like, what I mean is, who cares about CMT taking the music video? You don't need them. Who needs
you
them?
don't
There's a
need any of
million
these things
other
anymore
things. You
either.
could do it yourself. Put your own music video out there on YouTube and on Spotify. You could do that yourself. Like Tom McDonald has done that himself.
Yeah, he's great, too.
And he's blown up, right? So who cares about this dinosaur media channel, CMT? There's like 80-year-olds watching this.
But I
Move on,
like-
it doesn't
Well, the
matter.
outrage has already backfired. You know, he's been invited
Right,
to
it's
perform
Streisand.
in Dakota by Christy Noem. I'm sure this has bumped the sales up
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm sure it's helped. And I mean, I do love a lot of stuff that can be played on there. I mean, I like Jelly Roll. I actually got to interview him once. I think he's fantastic.
I've heard a lot about him.
Dude, he's great. And I think that I think he's very inspirational. And I think that, look,
Yeah.
I think that he has the right to sing about what he wants to sing
Absolutely.
about. And if you want to put that in your video, that's fine. I mean, people are and have the right to be upset what a lot of these cities look like. I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, Matt and I were in
Minneapolis.
and you just get the second I walked in to the airport. And
Well, nowadays it
it's
just
vicious.
feels like you're going to like a different country. And my wife and I viewed it that way. Like she's originally from New York. We don't live there anymore. But you have to like, okay, we're in their country. We have to observe their customs. You know, we don't like it, but that's,
During 2020,
Yeah, during 2021,
I
yeah.
drove through the West, the entire West, all the different cities, and saw every single one of those cities completely destroyed. So yeah, I think people have the right to be pissed and make a song about it. Just I don't
And-
care
and
about
the thing is, it's like
CMT
retroactively-
taking away.
No,
because
at
who
the
cares about
time-
them?
At the
Yeah,
time,
we're bigger than that.
A lot of people were maybe afraid to say what they really felt about it,
Yeah.
and got blowback for it. Me, and then a couple years later, when it turns out, oh, maybe some of that was bullshit. Maybe that was wrong after all. They're a little pissed off.
Well,
Yeah.
I think people have the right to. I mean, when you look back on what happened in 2020, I think that everybody that I know who was a business owner and so many people that were affected by that and the lockdowns, and now we're seeing, and I think I'm allowed to say this on YouTube, but I believe some pharmaceutical reps have stepped forward and pulled vaccines off the shelf and certain, there were so many things going on where they're still playing this identity politics.
So certain diseases might have come from certain labs after all.
Yeah, I don't know that were named after the disease. Who knew? But it's the problem is we all bought into it, and you go to a lot of these cities, and you see the fallout,
Dude,
and it's not
still
been
there.
repaired. Like, here's an example. Like, this is a perspective. Here's a side-by-side comparison of Kiev and Philadelphia.
See if you can guess which one's which.
Yeah.
I want to thank to all Americans. We understand that it's
We gave it away.
43 billion for
Don't look
today.
at the title.
It's big support, and I understand that it's all your money, but you have to know that you spend this money for not just for party. You spend
Who is this person?
money for our lives.
That I'm not sure.
You know,
He shouldn't be a narrator.
ironically, in the movie
This, like,
Creed
this
2,
pisses me off.
they used some exterior shots of Philadelphia and made them look like Kiev. Wasn't that hard, I guess. Now
No.
you just have to make it look better.
I think
Yeah,
this is a
that's
net
true.
positive, though. Like for CMT, something that, again, dinosaur media, for them to pull it out, and we're getting the Streisand effect. All the eyes are going onto this song, rightfully so. And I think, again, you can just do this on YouTube. You could put your own thing on Rumble. You could put your own music on Spotify. This guy, kudos to him. He's doing even better now.
I feel like if you're an artist and you're still trying to impress corporate gatekeepers, you're like a 40-something-year-old man still trying to impress your high school crush. It's like, it's over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the high school crush is like 300 pounds.
Yeah.
She's living in a trailer park. Don't need to impress her at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, or maybe you're just driving by her house a lot in your varsity jacket and you still have the same Camaro. And she's like, I think I have to have him arrested. And then eventually...
You keep killing her pets.
Yeah.
And it turns out she doesn't live there anymore.
going
It's
on?
just a guy from Laos.
Yeah, you just keep hurting somebody's animals.
Tragic.
Yeah, it really is. I just don't care about any of it with CMT. It's like if you want to get rid of this idea of Nashville and what you're doing, like if this is really what you want to be as a country music television network, and then you completely take away something from what your viewers probably want, it makes very little sense to me, and it's why so many people are turning away from mainstream media.
Another example of why we don't need you. So, bye. Don't need you.
Yeah, go to OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Jason Aldean's OnlyFans. What's your take, Angela?
Yeah, I think that there's like the controversy because of the place that it's at, which is like, I guess there was a lynching there forever ago, but it's like,
what?
The man is not
Oh,
a
I didn't know
historian.
that.
Well, that's why people were upset, but CMT took it down because of like the backlash from it.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
you know, you can't have your cake and eat it too. Like,
You have
what's
to have
your
your
demographic?
location scouts vet a place.
Yeah,
Well-
you have to search 300 years in the
and there's
past
a
to see
lot
if
of-
there was ever a
There's
lynching.
a lot of dark shit that's happened in a lot of places.
Yeah.
Like, you know, what are you not going to like shoot a video in front of a tree because like
That's
somebody
silliness.
was, you know, hurt in front of that tree? I
That's
don't know.
what's
It's just-
yeah.
just
You
catering
can't shoot
to weak
anything on
people.
the
In fact-
LA freeway.
Officer Alex Murphy was killed in this building.
Yeah, that you we're in the building where they killed RoboCop. But that is true though. Like, why would it matter? Considering, I mean, I know we don't want to talk about our past anymore, but then for some reason it gets brought up again. Statues are destroyed. We
All
want to
day,
rip
every
apart history, but they're like, but this one, we got to remember
This time
that.
we do actually care about this.
You're just tired. It really is a cake eat your two situation. And I don't necessarily like that style of music in pop country, but
A lot of people do, though.
yeah, a lot of
Yeah.
people do. And
you
I
should be
think
able to say,
and
like, and he's not saying anything racial or
No.
implying that you should, like, nothing. Like, it's just silly.
that's what I don't get. And I don't think it's a challenge of like, come to a small town and try that. He's just trying to say that like in a small town, there's a certain peaceful camaraderie and things you see. Some are wiped out by opioids, just like Philadelphia, but at the same time, like there's a message in there where it's not everything is a threat.
Yeah.
And I think
Well,
that's the problem.
I mean, sometimes it could be a threat. It could just be like, yeah, try that in a small town because we do protect our own. That's some of the lyrics. It's like, we
true.
protect each other. Don't come here expecting us to just lay down.
Well, it's also, hey, get mad about this. Well, groceries are $300 because we're funding a proxy war.
yeah, that's very true. Yeah,
Sad too.
it is. Yeah, this is just more
Yeah, this is-
nonsense that we're dangling in front of you while World War III is boiling. Anyway,
Anyways, yay.
sorry, I'm in a mood. Last Friday, CNBC published its annual list of 10 worst states to live and work. Number 1 was Texas.
Dang it. That's the one I live and work in.
It's so
What are the reasons?
CNBC, which is, we can all believe in it.
Trusted.
Trusted name in news. Reasoning for this is a lack of health insurance, crime, strict abortion laws, and laws targeting LGBTQ people. Well, I guess if those are the standards.
I'm all for this. Hey,
Sorry, I didn't mean
Texas
to laugh
is a
at any
horrible
of you.
place to live. Do not move here. You don't want to move here. We have abortions all the time. People are getting lynched. Like, you can't move anywhere. You don't
No,
have
they want
insurance.
that.
There's no crime at all. It's horrible. Don't move here if you're from California or anywhere on the Eastern Coast.
Yeah,
Yep.
don't move to Florida either. And don't
Don't move-
vacation
yeah.
in Florida. And definitely don't rent a house
Nope.
next to the house that I live in for your vacation in Florida.
Yeah, it gets very loud, especially if you're Serbian. Now, I don't know why I said that. I don't even know what a Serbian is. The other 9
So
states.
this is a top 10. So
This is
the other
amazing.
9
Here's the other 9 states that are supposedly the worst places to work.
let me guess.
Oklahoma,
Okay.
Louisiana, South Carolina,
All right.
Alabama, Missouri, Indiana, Tennessee, Arkansas, and Florida.
Oh, darn.
This is an unbiased poll.
Yeah, this seems about
Question
right.
list
Because
here.
if you look really I do know that you don't want to go to Tennessee. It's not like they just built a bunch of chip
In
factories.
the past
for
10
cars.
years, I've lived and worked in Michigan, New York, California, and Florida, and worst to best goes in that order.
Yeah.
Yeah, I grew up in Michigan. Still dangle around there a bit. And then I don't even know what that means. And
Dangle around.
dangle around there a bit.
You're on the street corner dangling around. You're like,
But yeah, I live in Michigan. You have Michigan. I've lived in LA. I've lived in New York, and I've lived in Texas. And I got to be honest, Texas feels affluent.
pretty much.
Like
yeah.
people are doing okay.
Well, yeah, you don't get that sense of just hopelessness and loss of confidence and loss of belief in everything that you feel everywhere.
Like California.
Yeah.
I went to LA for the first time in my life a few months ago, and it was shocking. I thought, yeah, it's probably going to be bad, but it's not going to be that bad. It's going to be overblown. I got there, it is just rivers of shit and homeless people and crime as far as the eye could see. And it was just depressing. And you saw little kids and their families going there because they thought it was a tourist place. And they were like, let's go look at Chinese theater. Come on, little kids. And there's just like people shooting up on the streets. And I'm like, this is not a place for children.
Yeah, it used to be like an actual sponsored Spider-Man versus Batman or whatever.
This guy in a filthy Pikachu costume.
That's all it is. It's a
Come on,
dude
get a
threatening
picture,
you
kids.
with a broken Dos Equis bottle.
Yes. Just a dude in Spider-Man pajamas and an erection.
Dude, it's tragic.
for
It's
real.
really sad.
It's me. The primary issues for this was reproductive rights, obviously, but Texas experienced a net population growth of 230,000 people in 2022. Obviously,
ask
because
them?
it's a horrible place to live and work. That's why
Maybe that's why it's becoming a horrible place to live.
That's a
and
good
work.
point right there.
Yeah, maybe stay
Again, don't
out
move
then.
here. It's a horrible place. Don't move here.
Second only in Florida to nearly 319,000 that decided to move there.
Yeah, I hate living in Florida with a house I could afford to buy
Yeah.
Yeah.
and have paid off already.
Oh, it's awful.
Yeah.
It's and the weather, and I mean just the fact that, and that's why so many people are also going there, is because it's horrible. I wonder what was the difference too between Florida and the rest of the country that made it more prosperous.
It might
I
have
don't know
been
what
you
it
could
could
go
have
to a
been.
restaurant in
The
2020.
ocean,
Is that what it was?
probably.
Yeah,
I like
That's
the
what
ocean.
it was.
yeah. Ocean restaurants.
It's a beautiful place.
The fact that you didn't have to
There
build
wasn't
a
a
Pay
restaurant,
tax.
restaurant outside of your restaurant.
They didn't
have to worry
fill
about getting mugged.
They didn't fill the pools with cement.
Yeah, they didn't have a governor with nipple piercings that was molesting half his staff.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, I forgot about that too.
How quickly we forget.
Yeah, we forget about him. The Cuomo brothers,
I miss
who
those
were
guys a
never
little bit.
to be seen again. What do they do now?
I don't know. Probably more of the naked standing in the background of pictures.
Naked
yeah,
yoga.
that's yeah, they probably do a lot of yoga.
Hot yoga.
Lots
Hot
of lifting
yoga.
fake weights.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, I'm told the younger one has a podcast.
Oh,
We'll
really?
have to
Really?
check that out.
Which one's
It's
the
our
younger one?
I'll
competition.
have to never watch that in my life.
Is he the Chris one from?
You listen to a podcast.
Is he
Chris.
with
Not
Stelter?
always. You watch this podcast. This is a podcast. Don't talk to me like that. Jeez.
This is a television program. Anyway,
program.
I got to get happier today because I feel. I just
Feeling
you
down?
see these. I'm feeling down.
Feeling down, buddy?
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
I know something that can make you feel better.
What's that?
What is it?
A word from our sponsor.
That's true. We did finally get a sponsor.
Did we lock one down?
And now
it's a good one.
I'd like to hear. Can we say that name?
Maybe.
No.
No, we cannot. Okay. So that was kind of the deal with our sponsors when we brought them in, like that. It had to be a surprise for the commercial.
We were
Right,
just talking
yeah.
about
Sincere.
vacations. You're
Well,
looking
we're
to
talking
go
about vacations, and I could use a vacation. And this is, if you guys want to get a great deal on a vacation, please, here's a word from our sponsor. It was our first time in New Mexico.
Oh yeah, it was a whole new thing for us.
We stayed at Travis's house.
We told Travis we wanted some local Southwestern cuisine.
He said, "It don't get more local than this," and laughed like a weirdo.
I don't remember what happened next. I felt sick and the room started spinning. Did you feel sick, Ezra? 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 What did you do to my boyfriend? Tell me where he is, you sick son of a bitch!
I was born with the devil in me!
All right, so if you want to go to Despair B&B, go ahead and check that out. They have vacation sites all over the world.
Promo code in the description.
Yeah, mainly in rural Texas.
Yeah.
All right.
Other news, scientists are worried that people are going to start having sex in space. Did you know this?
No.
People are apparently not having
Does
sex
the
in
Mile
space.
High Club not count? Because I got to brag a little bit. I'm in it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It was just me.
I was going to say, yeah, self-handies don't count.
Oh, it doesn't?
No. So apparently, like, the scientists...
What if the door's cracked and you're looking at a male flight attendant?
You're integrating somebody else into the situation, so possibly it might count. It might count.
Can I be a peeping space Tom? I'm like, I like when that guy brings me hot nuts. And they're like, sir, I can hear you.
Give me the peanuts. Well, those are allergenic, so we don't have those anymore.
We don't have them on the... You can't have them on the plane.
You can't.
You can bring your own.
I feel so...
But then you're going to kill somebody, so I hope you feel good about that. Planters. Death Factory.
My whole life, they were like, you could have peanuts on a plane, and then right when I started flying, no more peanuts.
Just pretzels.
Just pretzels.
They're dry.
Who likes pretzels, bro?
Well, what
Who
about
likes
the people
I
who are
like
soft?
I like the soft
if they're
pretzels.
carnival.
Well, people have gluten allergies. Pretzels have gluten.
That's true. What if some gluten was to dust into the air and kill a very rich woman who drives a Range Rover and pretends to have a gluten
She
allergy?
deserves to go down.
Is that real? You can leave it in the comments if you want. If you have a gluten allergy, I'd like to know. So go ahead and comment about your lie. Okay.
Dave, I'm dying. I can't eat gluten anywhere. I can't like
Dave.
anybody eating gluten around me. It makes me feel bad.
Dave, look at you. You look like you need to stop eating gluten.
Dave, you know it affects a
you're
lot
right.
of people in the U.S., okay?
Doctor.
It's not funny. It's not a funny joke.
NASA.
Hey, NASA, so they believe that, that sex has not happened and that, like, how people are going to have sex, and when they do, will that affect them? You know, like, will it affect the baby? Will it affect their connections? You know what I'm saying? Like, the blood. Like, you brought up a good point before the show. Blood flow. You're in 0G. How are you going to get blood flowing down there?
That's going to be the new excuse, though. You're going to be like, it's not you, it's the lack of gravity. It's the 0G.
Circulation,
It's the first time, it doesn't usually happen like this.
But what about the gas station boner pills? I thought that's why we brought them up yesterday.
I don't think they work in space.
How do you know?
You can't get them there.
I
There's
don't.
No gas stations
No
in
one
space.
can hear you scream or moan.
How would you do it, Angela?
How would I what?
How would you have sex in space?
That's an
You don't
odd
have to
thing
be. You don't have to be
someone.
graphic. How just technically? How do you think that they
you're
would
gonna run
solve
into
this issue?
issues with the because there's no
Twice
gravity,
in the studio.
like bumping off of each other, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have to I don't know,
So
it's
this
probably-
is what I think.
you're gonna
Yeah,
have to be
like
suspended
that's true.
somehow.
Like, how do you connect?
I would just say quickly, I'll be honest with you.
I guess you would have to
Just
hold
the thrill of
hold
being
each
the
other.
first person to do
like,
it.
we
It's
did
just,
Yeah, that would be
I
exciting.
think rubber bands.
Quickie, yeah.
A big rubber band, like an exercise rubber band. So you stick it around both of you, so
no.
you're stuck together.
No, that's
But you
and then you just
can't-
wow, wow.
But what do you do
wow.
after? You can't crack a window. No. You just have to be
just light a
like,
cigarette in there.
yeah, a week later, you're just
have to
like,
be
you
like-
know, it still smells like we
I
had
don't
sex
know.
in here.
Put on a spacesuit and hang on to something.
You're like
They-
smacking away loads.
Currently, they won't allow married couples in space.
What?
For that reason?
Not for that reason. It's because of
They don't-
they're worried about how they're going to interact with other people if some bad shit goes down. And it's we're going to
Oh.
protect each other. And I don't know.
I kind of get it.
Oh, I
that
don't
make
see that
sense?
at all. I mean, they're obviously not going to have sex, but I'm sure there's a lot of married couples that would be like, I don't know, we should eat her. And they're like, this isn't even on the table.
Like we're not even like. There's still.
Well,
food.
my wife is
There's MREs over
OCD
there.
and germophobic, so that would definitely be off the table in
She's not
space.
going up there.
Yeah, it's probably off the table now. I'm kidding. I don't want to dig into what you do.
I want to go down that road.
I know your family.
It's the most chaste version. It's the most best of possible version of any of that for your audience. I'll
Yes,
just put it that
it's
way.
very. You have very
Strictly for procreation.
Yeah. You have very. What's the word?
It's very planned.
Yeah. Very.
Very Christian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Christian. Yes.
Orthodox.
Very orthodox. Very.
Very married.
It starts with an M though, and I'm trying to think of the word.
Modest.
You know the word. The word missionary.
Yes, very-
Missionary.
Yes.
1.5.
Yeah.
Missionary sex.
We're
Right.
just trying to pump them out.
When
We
you go
wanna
door
spread
to
the
door
word.
with a guy you just had sex with.
In space.
Tell other people they're going to hell.
Yeah, that's what I like to do. Just go door to door and go, hey,
Hey, by the way, you're gonna burn.
just letting you know, we made sweet love just now on our bike. Oh boy,
We left the suits on.
It's like one of those that you ride together. They're connected.
I do feel that there should be more tandem bikes for people that go door to door.
Yeah. You feel like they're working too hard. There could be a
Yeah.
lot of there's efficiencies here that we could.
Plus,
wrap
let's say
up.
there's like a new kid. The other guy's got meaty calves from years of doing it. How's he going to catch up?
Yeah.
Whole thing's a mess.
Well, he's got to work out.
You know who also has meaty calves? Andrew Tate.
That was perfectly done, dude. An expert.
Andrew Tate. Well, he recently gave an interview to Tucker Carlson on Milk Bar TV.
What is Milk Bar? I never heard of that.
I didn't expect.
I don't
that.
mean to offend Milk Bar TV
No
at all.
offense to Milk
but I've
Bar.
never heard of you. I'm sorry.
Is it what is Milk Bar? Does anybody know?
Is this like a candy brand?
Is it Milky Ways?
It's just a media company on Twitter.
Okay. Again, I don't mean to offend you.
Why was
don't
Tucker
either.
on Milk Bar?
That's a good question too. Yeah. Well, he's like a free agent right now.
Oh, I know
Could
he
be
can go anywhere. I'm enjoying it, but I'm just saying. Okay, so anyway, Milk Bar TV put together a video exposing Andrew Tate for lying about the changes against him, the charges. Wow, I'm smooth. I'm sorry, I'm just thrown off by Milk Bar.
Yeah.
Milk Bar TV put out a video showing how Andrew Tate lied about the charges against him to Tucker Carlson. Here's the video.
What are you charged with?
That's a really good question. I'm charged with
wearing
being the
sandals
head
with
of an
no
organized
socks.
criminal group, which is in charge of recruiting girls to make TikTok videos.
They face charges
Pretending you
which
were
include
bald
human
by
trafficking,
choice.
rape, and forming a criminal gang. To
Why is he
sexually
Canadian in
exploit
that?
women.
OnlyFans is the best hustle in the world.
Are they accusing you of using violence or?
No. They're accusing me of using the Loverboy method, coercing them by being nice.
I don't mention
The rapid blinking, really.
until after I've had sex
Yeah,
with
that's
the girl.
true.
If you're on dates and you're trying to mention it and
Right.
shit, it just doesn't work. It puts them off. I'd never do that. That's disgusting. I'm not a whore. It's just not gonna work.
No.
You continue as
Get a little
normal,
British in there.
No
He's like a
mention of
bad
rape.
guy in a Vin Diesel movie.
Yeah. Well, except
Girl, you do
it's the one that goes
test.
right to
So yeah, I'm
DVD.
going to
Yeah.
my PhD program.
$5
and that
bin.
is, PhD is a pimp and hose degree that I'm.
That's funny.
Look at those snaps.
That teaches basically how I got
Joke,
girls.
joke's old enough
How
to
I
buy
met
beer.
girls, how I got girls to like me, how I got girls to fall in love with me to work on webcam for me. And you're always working. Why don't you work for me so we spend more time together? Work
Is this
for
a
you
real
lots
thing
of
he
lot of
did?
webcam business. Oh, I don't want to
know.
do that. So,
Yeah, is
okay.
it in earnest?
I don't
Use
think
a
it
lot
was.
of, like,
Call me what's
I
the
don't
meaning. Let's just
know.
follow
Yeah.
it. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. Fine. But let me
can't
explain
see.
to you.
I think a lot of it is like a character he's playing.
It's got to be, right?
Well, I don't know, but there's real charges against him for human trafficking, so.
The girl has to hear from a girl.
He
Yeah.
had like a
Before you
brothel,
ball bitches
apparently.
from
I don't
trains,
know.
so I said it's so
Yeah.
He should just have a
important.
fuzzy hat and
First girl.
fingernails painted on
Because that's
one
what I
hand.
did. That was my
Yeah.
MO was find girls, make them love me,
Do you
and make them
remember
work
like
for me.
the pickup
This
artist?
girl's
Yeah,
that
yeah.
show?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is that with the
Both
mystery?
girls on
Yeah.
camera
Didn't something
together
happen to that
first day.
guy?
So the new
I
girl
mean,
can sit
a lot of
there and
things
just
probably
sit
Did he
there.
go to
happened.
Romania? He went to
Last
Romania.
night
That's
that
what
I
it
worked
was.
for him, Andrew bought me like 5 bottles
Are we
of
good for?
wine.
I think
Yeah,
we're
I
good.
got
I
the
think
idea.
we're
We need to watch
good.
the whole
Yeah,
thing.
we don't need to hear from the victim.
So yeah, I think a lot of it.
Okay.
It's depressing.
I don't know. I think a lot of it is like a character that he's playing. I don't believe any of the stuff that he's done because, like,
Well, it's curious that I never heard of this guy until the middle of 2022, and he's got
Yeah, all
millions
of a
of
sudden-
followers and banned on social media
And his
everywhere.
dad was a Fed.
Yeah.
I didn't know that until like 2 days ago. That his dad was a Fed. Like, guys,
Do we know that that's true?
yeah, yes.
If you want to give it an old Ask Jeeves.
give it an old
I'll
ass
ask
Jeeves, it's
Jeeves.
true.
Well, I'm curious of what. Okay, so let's say he did go and traffic women in Romania. Why are people still standing up so much for him? Because the age of consent is lower?
I think because he said vaccines are bad.
He said a couple things they agree with.
I think that's what it is.
Oh, right, and that's all it takes to get somebody to think they know you.
Yeah.
Like I
I'm
didn't
generally
know.
against the kind of like bro dude pickup artist kind of style, and like I don't know. I feel like he does say a lot of stuff that's like based, but then he at the same time he talks about how treating women poorly. But then I just saw a video yesterday where he's talking to Adam 22 about having sex with one person that he loves and how that's beautiful. So I'm like, I don't know how to categorize this guy because he does talk about women in the way he does, but then at the same time he talks about women the other way.
I mean, there's
So I'm like,
two ways you can
how
be.
much is it real? And I think the stuff that's not real is all of the bravado and stuff.
Well, the message is real if people are believing it.
True.
That's an issue, and it's young men, who don't know any better yet, and maybe you have one or two negative experiences with women, and that forms your entire opinion of women on the whole, and that leads you down a dark path that only ends in unhappiness.
Yeah.
Or a shallow grave.
I was going to say murder sometimes.
Yeah, there's really, but that is true though. I mean, he could think both. There's nothing wrong with saying like, look, I think being with one person is great, and you can be with them.
He's a human.
Yeah, maybe mine or his particular taste or whatever. I don't know. I said mine or his, but his particular taste could be many women. But at the same time, like these are serious charges, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
there are allegations of violence and sexual assault. Is that what it is? Does he have a list of it?
I can pull up a list of it.
I mean, I'm curious of what because he says to Tucker he doesn't know.
Well, and that's the thing too, is that apparently he was lying on this of what he was actually charged with. So
yeah, let's see what the actual charges are. And these are charges in Romania from Romanian
rape, human trafficking, and forming a criminal gang to sexually exploit women. Which
that has to be bad in Romania. That's like 95% of their GDP.
I was going to say
that's true. That's why he went there. Because LA was like, hey man, you're stepping over the line.
It's a very weird situation.
Well, it's hard because you sit there and you want to talk about him, and then people get fuming because they believe four base things that he said. Yeah. And it's like, if you really want to think that that's a role model, is it? Because I didn't know who the hell he was, and then all of a sudden I have to care about it.
Right. And if you criticize him in any way, then
people
all of a sudden
get angry.
you're a cuck,
I don't
dude.
understand
it's like, no,
about that.
I just want to figure out what his stance is on some of these
it
things.
It is interesting to me when somebody says 99 out of 100 things that people agree with and one thing they disagree with, they're the cuck. But one person says one thing they agree with and 9 other things that they should disagree with, they're cool for the one thing. It's a weird dichotomy to me.
It's just dangerous when you let people in just because they say one thing that you agree with. Mm-hmm. You should probably watch people. Yeah. And hero worship is not good. Coming from
or
the
they
past
end up
experiences,
talking to
I
Alex
think
Jones in a ski mask drinking Yoo-hoo.
Yeah. Well, and Angela, what were you saying before all these Andrew Tates interrupted you?
Wow. I agree with the same thing. It's like, why can't we hold everybody to the same standard where it's like with Trump, I might get a lot of flack for saying this, but you can criticize somebody on things that they did wrong or things that you disagree with, things that you think had a negative impact on.
We should.
You absolutely should. And if you're go against somebody that is supposed in the good category of people that you can't really criticize to certain groups of people, it's like,
or attacking
what are we doing?
Yeah, there's really no point where nobody is flawless, and then the second you bring up something they do, it's like, you don't like this. It's like, I didn't say I didn't like this person. Do you think who in the hell thinks the country wasn't better the first 3 years of Trump to now?
I would absolutely vote for Trump right now if they're all of the people that are out right now. He's the one I'm voting for.
Yeah,
I just see, and that's her honest opinion. That's fine.
Yeah,
and who cares?
And it's like, for me, I liked
opinion.
DeSantis personally, and everybody, I don't care what people think. That's my opinion. It doesn't mean that what he did was. I just think it's going to be this endless thing where they're chasing him around, trying to get him for everything. It's going to be a pain in the ass. He was forced out of the office anyway, in my opinion. Don't hold me to that, whatever. But it's just like he was. It was a pushed out thing. And I think there's so much going on right now that's a grander picture than what we're looking at, that just being like, that guy's going to save us all. It's like, what the hell are you talking about?
No politician is going to save you all. They're all only out for themselves anyway.
Yeah, I don't like any politicians.
They want to keep things broken because they're benefiting off the brokenness. That's what I think.
And that's a little bit what Andrew Tate does. So he's benefiting off of broken women that want to do cam girl stuff, and then that by proxy benefits off of broken men that want to watch that stuff and pay into that stuff.
Who have no social skills, who have never had to deal with anything besides swiping left or getting sex that way. It's a different thing. It's a different generation. I don't know what that's like. I never was on a thingy.
That's how I met my wife.
I know it's how you met your wife. I'm not knocking you for it. I'm just saying it's a different.
But we were doing it for the right reason. I wasn't trying to hook up with people. Me and my wife are both cheap, and we didn't want to get Match.com.
Yeah. Well, no, I think that makes. What did you meet on?
Tinder. We met on Tinder.
Oh, I gotcha. Okay, so you met on the
because it was free.
The flaming sex site. But you were like, oh, you're also very cheap.
Yes, yes, you're also a good person.
Whoa, I found a good person out of the shallow app. What?
I remember after like a couple weeks of dating, we're in Brooklyn. I'm like, honey, you know, I'm kind of conservative, and she's like, what part about you is not conservative?
Right. Yeah, I'm sure she wasn't shocked.
Well, a lot of my friends were apparently.
Really? Because I've walked around with you and heard you mumble. But no, I know what you mean, though. I mean, I think that a lot of people are going to face rejection, and a lot of people are going to feel down and lower than they are. And like, just the idea of people using like alpha, beta, you're low status, I'm a high status. You sound like such a douchebag when you talk like that.
Well, it's also such projection.
A lot of it is,
Yes.
I must be high status because I said you weren't.
Yeah. It's like, she's a low status girl. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Sorry, pardon my language. But it's like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Did you ever look at a girl in high school and you were like, no, man, she's
mid.
low status.
Low status.
She's like 5. I'd be like, I don't know, she touched me. I'll give her a 10. Yeah. I have the same shirt. And the same.
Really?
The same. Where is he? A mosque?
Yeah, he converted to Islam.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Oh, so spot on.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, so he converted to Islam because it's not misogynistic?
Yeah.
So you're going to be on the right and support this dude who's Islamic and
Well, that's a lot of
misogynistic.
things. Like now, dude,
And
Islam's
totally
super
against
based, bro.
the family, like,
And totally against family
Yeah,
values.
totally against family values. Dude,
They're
that's
like,
the
whatever,
guy.
bro. He goes to bed with a hot chick every night. Great. Apparently not now. He can't even see him until he takes their tarp off.
That's my thing. Is like if he genuinely believes some of the things that I see, and I don't know a bunch of Andrew Tate stuff because I see it
No
and I go,
offense,
I don't want to
Islam is a
watch it.
joke.
If he genuinely believes that stuff, I'm just not for that. I don't like that. I don't want to support that kind of mentality because I think that builds more fatherlessness because it promotes, well, she's a white, why would I stay with her? Because I already had sex with her, so I'll just move on. And then you don't have fathers. But if he's doing it as a character, as a troll, then I have more respect for that. Like if it's a joke, and then Romania just took it really seriously.
No, I
don't
totally
know.
disagree.
Yeah, I got to disagree with that too. Pimp. Which, by the way, is a new term. It's now called human trafficker. Did you guys know that pimp is human trafficking?
That's been the same thing the whole time.
It used to be pimping, where you would get a bunch of hoes and smack them and take 100% of their money. That was pimping. But that's actually called human trafficking now. Yeah. And nobody wants to be like,
It's not good.
I'm human traffic-alicious.
There's no
He
style
looks like
in it anymore.
I mean, the thing is, he looks like a dorky guy you knew in high school who's a little older now and really overcompensating.
Yeah, he looks like he got pushed around a bit back in the day, or just was very too like meek. You know, when he would talk to a girl. So now he's like, check it out, guys.
Then he went and
That's
worked
a
out.
Rolex. I bought a Maserati.
I kickbox.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I gave myself a black belt.
I don't know. It's just all so cringy. It's really cringy.
It is.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think if that's who he is, that's fine. But I think he has the freedom of speech to say that.
Absolutely.
Unless, of course, he's
human
Islamic
trafficking.
and lives in Romania, because I don't really know their laws. But in America, I think he has the right to say and feel any way that he wants and date as many low value women
or whatever it is that he says. Yeah.
That's got to feel good, going on a date with a guy who you know is judging the value of you. Like, I don't know what their value is.
But
So
he's
what's
got a
your
Maserati.
value?
He rented a Maserati for this date, though. So
He wears wife beaters. It's pretty cool.
do you see him smoke a cigar?
Yeah, that's how you know he's a man. That was a big cigar.
He does that
Very
MMA
phallic.
stuff. Super tough, dude. That makes me tough by proxy.
Yeah, drives very fast.
Oh yeah.
I was like, oh, I can't. But good thing this car has seatbelts.
Speaking of OnlyFans models,
I love that they left the camera on you for as long as possible.
I know. I always like to make it awkward because it'll just stick on me. Anyway, and I have no problem with Andrew Tate. I'd like to actually have him on the show.
I would
Oh,
too.
no.
Yeah.
Really?
I would happily meet the real person. I just
would
think
meet
Tucker sort of pointed out the obvious.
Yes, I would totally meet him. I'd have a cigar or whatever, or have a drink to try and find out who the real person is. Because I think there's a lot of fakeness going on. It's a character. There's all this stuff. But what is the reality behind it? Did he actually do those things, or is it just a character? I would like to know.
I would have a clove cigarette and talk about my vegetarian diet.
There you go.
And see if he was angry. And I would every time I'd talk about how I'm a low status beta.
Like, hey, bro, how much of a beta do you think I am?
Yeah, like, what do you think? Low status beta? And then I'd be just smoking my clove, like between these two fingers for some weird reason. Yeah. It'd be very off-putting. Like Matt's eye contact with me right now.
Tell me about your dad and why I never heard of you until 3 months ago.
I would ask him about that.
Say,
what's up with the Fed dad?
No, it's odd.
That's a weird thing for you to do.
I couldn't find that his dad was a Fed. It just said he was a champion chess player.
That's what I heard. Yeah. That is what I heard, bro.
Emery
that is what
Tate.
I heard.
Was he a champion chess player?
Yeah,
on the internet.
He was.
That's a smart dude then.
Dude, yeah.
Do you think
I take it all back?
Well,
yeah, dude, chess guys are really good.
And your dad taught you chess. Do you think he ever got picked on growing up?
No, not at all. It sounds. I'm sure if your dad was a professional, it's like if your dad was a professional flute player, no one would ever taunt you.
I'm doing the Albanian Open. I move the knight forward.
Why is it when you become Islam? And I'm not insulting Islamic people. I'm just saying when you join the Islamic faith, your furniture changes so much that I pointed it out in a picture.
You have to go down.
All of a sudden, rugs are just on everything.
Every chair has every
little cushion.
Every arm has a
cushion.
lion on it somehow.
Yeah, every chair has tassels. All of a sudden, your bird bath is a giant fountain, but you have a 2-bedroom ranch.
You have a 6-bedroom mansion, but it's on a freeway.
Yeah. Like, it just becomes very obvious. It's like, well, I see you've converted.
There's a lot of pride in there. They're very proud of their peoples and their cultures.
Yes, you go up to your carpenter house, and for some reason, there's just 2 giant dragons.
I don't know. That sounds badass. That sounds badass.
That's what I would do.
Sounds really cool.
You're right. It would be lions.
Why is your
Dragons would
gate
be
2
my
lions
house.
fighting?
Yeah.
Dragons is different.
Yeah, dragons is a different culture.
I don't know. What about like dragons and a lion fighting each other?
Oh, that'd be my house.
Clash of the cultures.
I'd be like, welcome. You don't know what I am. I'd be wearing a turban, but also have 2 katanas.
It's like Mortal Kombat Annihilation,
like
the animalities.
Yeah.
Just your whole house is nonsense. You're like,
I love that callback,
what is
too. That
the
was good.
smell in here? You're like, it's a mix of food. You've heard of Tex-Mex. This is Asian stuff and Islamic food, all mishmash.
Just Asian stuff, just thrown in.
You like hummus?
A lot of curry, a lot of turmeric.
And
I love
very
turmeric.
spicy.
You ever dip
Yet
sushi
bland.
in it? You like, I've made a nonsense feast. So let's talk about this. You have an OnlyFans, Matt.
I do, yeah.
It's great. It's actually one of the top 3. I don't know if people know that.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's called Maddie Bananas. And boy, he's always peeling it. And is that... the way he looks at me hurts my soul.
Just deep into your eye sockets.
Matt does not have an OnlyFans
Stop
anymore.
doing
We
that.
talked about it until he took it down. Did you take it down?
I did.
Thank you. I'm glad that you talked to that religious guru who owned the house with 2 lions. Speaking of OnlyFans, model Daniela Hemsley won her first boxing match over the weekend and celebrated by flashing the crowd.
Yay.
You got a picture? Yay.
Oh, look at that.
It's a good crowd.
Maybe next time she'll show her vagina and it'll be a split decision.
How much honey do you think that she's had?
She's got to have a good
lot
amount of
of
honey
honey,
to
right?
keep those B cups in.
That was a good size, too.
Are people bothered by this? Because, like, there's a ring girl. Like,
well, they don't usually show nip.
Who cares about it? We've all
I'm
seen
okay with the
nipples.
nip.
Can we
nips.
pretend that it's not the end of the world?
You know, it's the internet, and
I see
we're
nipples
not okay
every
with that on the internet all of
I
a
see
sudden.
nipples and tits every time
She
I look
did
in a
get-
mirror
she
after I
got-
shower.
It's a daily occurrence. Eh?
What do you think, Matt?
Did somebody speed bag them?
They did.
No, she won.
There's a Balboa motorboat. What's your take, Angela? You're a girl.
Yeah. How do you feel about it?
I just feel like, why is it such a big deal if nipples show? Because they're just like weird moles, and everybody has them.
That's a good point. I
Like boobs are really just like a pocket of fat with like a weird mole on the end of it.
Yeah, but
Unless
it
they're
makes
like-
guys like, oh yeah, you know.
There's something like evolutionary about that, I think. I heard that it's because they resemble butt cheeks, and people used to do it like doggy style a lot, and that's why
Is that what it is?
I feel like it's
That's what I
because when
heard.
you're born, you immediately want to go right to the tit, and that's all you want for the first like 2
Your
years of your
first
life.
desire.
Yeah.
So then the rest of your life, then it turns over to procreation.
Yeah,
And then
but
That explains it. See, I wasn't
women-
breastfed. I was ass-fed.
There's women that are that are breastfed that aren't like obsessed with titties.
No, that's true.
That's
I
true.
mean,
I think
nipples
it's
are
like
normal
it's
unless
like
it's
inane.
It's the nipple that takes up most of your breast, where you're like, I'm sorry, is this a tea party?
Yeah, it's like
and then you just leave.
Unless you have surgery to make them bigger, and then your nipples look like Italy.
That's cool.
Yeah, that really is a shame, isn't it?
Yeah.
That is really
When
You're
you
just
look
like, I don't know.
Spain.
Yeah.
She got in trouble for this though,
Oh, did she really?
Yeah, she got kicked out of the boxing club, or
which is crazy. That's why I think
I feel like what you just said is not the accurate name.
What is it? Boxing club, or is it like a league?
There's 4 different associations.
It's an association.
Yeah,
Okay.
that sanction professional boxing fights.
She got
Apparently, it was
kicked out of
also
her
like
condo association.
Yeah, I got
There's
kicked out of
4.
drummed out of the HOA for
the
this.
HOA. Was not happy about the nip slip.
Well, yeah, it says the wardrobe malfunction. There's supposed to be tassels.
Yeah, and the bra like ripped them off.
And the bra ripped off the tassel. So it wasn't even her fault.
Where
It
have we
was
seen this
really
before?
it was a wardrobe malfunction. So it's not actually her fault.
Sounds like a Jackson move.
That was a
That's
lot of
reverse
confidence on her part to have the tassels because she knew she was going to win.
Yeah,
Yeah,
true.
that's
She was
true.
holding them on there the whole time.
Yeah, I think that everybody owes her an apology and a thank you. So if you want to start with your greeting cards that say thank you,
I'm sorry, thank you.
dear, your nipples.
Dude, she should have whipped him out earlier in the match. I think she would have taken
Distracted,
out the...
yeah.
It's a distraction.
It's true. If you're ever going to get in a fight with somebody and you take out your breasts, you'll win.
Absolutely.
Or your penis and just start charging them.
Like helicopter?
They give up.
They'll run away.
Yeah, or they'll shoot you. One or the other. Usually they'll run. Just be like, somebody's like, you want to go outside? And you'd be like, hell yeah, dude.
Let's go.
Glad you brought it up. My mouth is watering. Bet you taste good. I know where we at. I can see the clock.
Can you?
It's right there.
I know. I'm just.
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't know you guys
No,
had
no, no.
one.
I appreciate.
Oh,
the-
yeah, you didn't know?
Angela,
I didn't know.
Angela keeps us track of time, so
that's what I'm saying. That's what we said in the beginning. I said she keeps us on time.
Without her, we
Thank
would be
you,
nothing.
Angela.
Matt, you look happy.
No, I always look angry.
Yeah, you do, which makes me feel good. I'm sure that'll be good for your daughter.
Daddy was always mean.
He's actually, I've never seen a happier dad.
Dude, all the
It's
photos, you guys look
incredible.
awesome.
Well,
It looks really fun.
my daughter, she adores my wife. I'm cool. That's how it is. I'm all right.
It was that way with my first 3 kids.
She
And then I got
loves
the
you.
4th kid, and he was like, hey, I like this
She
guy.
likes me. She does like me. I'm like morning playtime fun dad. The
Yeah,
rest
yeah.
of the day, it's mommy time.
Right.
My kid loves me, wants to be a comic. And that's just something I enjoy.
Terrifying.
I'm going to make sure he doesn't.
Well, you love him, so.
Yeah, I mean, I could do something with your life that doesn't make you want to hang yourself at a Holiday Inn. I don't know if we're allowed to say Holiday Inn. I mean, it could be any hotel.
It was kind of a
Yeah.
It could be
bump
Green
for him.
Tree.
It'll be the Ramada you just did a show at.
Yeah, trust me. Yeah, it'll just be my heart stopping at a Motel 6. I'll die like a Jason Isbell song.
If you got a check for $150 in the lounge.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, isn't that
Guy's
the worst, dude?
Yeah, the guy's
Those
like,
days.
yeah, it's usually crazy. I don't know what happened this week. I'm like, that's what you told me 6 months ago.
That's the deal with being a comic. Every time you show up to a place like that, they're like, God, it's so weird. It was sold out last week. And you're like, my friend was here last week. He said you said that too.
Yeah.
I was like,
Thanks
yeah,
a
all
lot.
right, sorry. It's a Holiday Inn. And look,
He's like, look, you're right. Look around. Bro.
yeah,
I don't know.
you're going to have
want me
a
say.
terrible show. And for some reason, we keep doing this. Why is there a stage here? I don't know. It's a Holiday Inn.
I'm embarrassed.
Bet you wish you were dead. And you're
When
like,
you
I do.
ask the headline, the booker tells you got a C+, and then you ask the guy, do you give reports? And he's like, no, I've never
No.
done that.
Yeah, there's nothing better when you're an adult on a grading system. Anyway, speaking of which, you can come and see me this weekend. Actually, this is a great club, and I really do love Columbus, Ohio. That's me. It's an actual, that's not even photoshopped. Columbus, Ohio, this weekend, July 21st and 22nd. Come out to the show. Also, Matt McClowry and I will be in Omaha, Nebraska the following week. And then I do have a couple of theaters coming out in Indianapolis that I will be announcing soon, as well as the Irving Theater, and there's the Art Theater in Hobart, Indiana. You can check those out, DaveLandau.com. Matt, do you have anything else to plug, baby?
No, I do not. Those dates coming up.
Beautiful.
Do you have a website?
I do. MattMcClowry.com, Twitter.com/Matt McClowry, Instagram, Matt McClowry.
We have that up. We
Yeah,
stop
right there.
We're aware of how to do this.
Just go. Yeah, we're professionals. Come on, dude.
You asked.
Come on.
Well,
dude.
I just asked if you had anything else to promote. I didn't know you were going to do it like it was your first podcast.
They're always like my first podcast.
Oh, that's cute.
I'm going to kiss you later in the car.
Hey, you can find me at Comic-Con in San Diego. I'm going to be at booth 1705 with a bunch of good guys. Come say hi. Come say what's up. And Friday Night Tights on Nerdrotic Channel. I love you. Thank you.
Tomorrow, you can join us here, same time, same place. But we will be joined by Sam Tripoli, a friend of mine.
Ooh.
We're going to be talking probably some conspiracy stuff, because he's very, very knowledgeable in that department.
I'm so sad I'm going to miss that.
He's the host of the Tinfoil Hat podcast. I hope you guys tune in. Thank you very much for tuning in tonight.
Thank you, Matt.
Thank you, Garrett.
Thank you, Matt.
Thank you, David.
And we'll go to dinner.
I'll pay.
I'd be first. And good night.
Aww.